I am here to tell you about a really interesting situation that I was in where I thought I could have ended up dead. I left City Winery today after heading over to Craig Campbell's cornhole tournament. And I went after work because it was a beautiful day. Kids are at camp. I had a little extra time. So I had a friend who was heading that way drop me off so I didn't have to worry about parking. Anyway, and it was a great event. But I call Uber to head home at around 4:30. Hey Steve, hey Patrick, how you doing? And I'm waiting on my Uber and I look at the app and I could tell that he was having some trouble finding me. Like he was going around. It should have taken like 3 minutes and he just kept going in circles. Hey Susan, he just kept going in circles. This is a very valuable lesson that anyway, that you're going to be learning here about what happened today. So, my Uber driver, his name was Andrew. He was driving a red Nissan Versa from Midland, speaks English. They give you the whole profile. So I call him. Hey, Susan. I call him and I said, I could see that you're having trouble finding City Winery. It could be a little tricky sometimes. And, why don't I give you the address? I tell you what, why don't I meet you by Hot Diggity Dog, which is like right across the street. It's easier to pull up the address on the GPS. And so he said, "Oh, okay, I'll do that." I said, "Why don't you do that? Then hang up, call me back, so I can kind of walk you through it." Because it sounded like he needed a little assurance, or I wanted to know that he was getting closer because I didn't want to just stand there and watch him going in circles. So he calls me back, and I said, "Okay, so." He goes, "Well, I'm near the Sherwin-Williams." I'm like, "Well, no. That's not where you want to be." I said, "You want to be by City Winery. Hot Diggity Dog is like right there." And he said, "Okay, I think I'm finding it now." And so what I did was I looked up and there I saw a red car coming down Ewing, where Hot Diggity Dog is. Pull over to Hot Diggity Dog. Go, "Oh, I see you." And I waved my phone. This is my phone because I'm actually using my phone to video this. And the guy in the Uber waves back. So I'm like, all right, click. Clearly it's the guy. I get in. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that it took so long for you to find this place. It was really complicated, yada, yada." And he doesn't say anything. I was like, and then I noticed there was like this banner that said Cuba, like hanging from his rear view. And I was like, the guy that I was talking to didn't seem to sound like he was from Hispanic descent or, he's from Midland. Then I was like, "Okay, are you Andrew?" He's like, "Uh-huh." I thought, that's not Andrew. I was just talking to him. You should be able to, we know each other. Then I looked and I saw that the logo on his steering wheel was a Toyota logo and it wasn't a Nissan logo. Then I thought, oh my God, I think I'm not in the right place. Then my phone rings and it's the Uber driver and he said, "Hey, I'm outside Hot Ticket. I don't see you here." I was like, oh my God, I'm in a car. I'm in a stranger's car. Some strangers let me in their car. And now they're starting to take off and there was a red light up ahead. So that's when I said, "I'm in the wrong car. Sorry." And I just kind of jumped out. I jetted. I didn't ask any questions. I thought, this guy's going to drive off with me. He's not my Uber driver. He's not speaking English. He said yes when I asked him if he was Andrew. Oh my God. What if he's taking me somewhere? All of that went through my head in a split second. Jumped out. Thankfully, the Uber guy was behind us, not too far behind. Where I ran up the block and I just got into his car. I was like, I just got in some guy's car and he didn't even say that he was with Uber. Then I noticed my wallet was missing. And I was like, crap. I told the guy, the Uber driver, I'm like, Andrew, I think my wallet, I think I left it in there. And he's like, "It's okay. Breathe. Most important, you're okay." I'm like, yes, this is true, but what a scary thing. A stranger let me in his car and he was going to drive away with me. And now I can't find my wallet. I went back to City Winery. I looked around and I couldn't find my wallet. And my friend from Team Cocktail helped and Craig Campbell helped. Told them all the story and how scared I was. And I was like, you know what? I kept asking God. I'm like, "God, please make my wallet just show up out of nowhere." And it's funny because I can ask these things because I've done it before. I've said, there's no way my ring's just going to end up in the bottom of this bag. And there it was. It's almost like God and I have this funny little thing where he's like, oh yeah, watch this. So I figured with all the ways that I've asked for help from God and all the ways that he's always come through for me, I said, I'm just going to ask God, please just somehow get me my wallet today. Maybe whatever. I need my wallet. I just want to know that it's there. God's going to get me my wallet. I'm telling everybody, look. And they must have thought I was nuts. I'm like, God's going to help me find my wallet. I'm walking around the parking lot saying, God, can you just put my wallet over here? If you could throw it in the grass, that'd be great. I'm going to look in the grass. We're going to put it in this trash can. You know, I kept finding all these different places for God to magically place my, not magically, but in his way, give me my wallet back. And I left. And I told everybody at work what happened. And I cried because I was scared. And I thought, what a horrible situation. My friend said, you should probably call the police because now this person has all your information. And the other thing I didn't tell you was I was wearing a pretty short dress walking down Ewing Avenue near the rescue mission and where there's a lot of construction. And I thought maybe me in a short dress and waving a phone at somebody was like a signal of something. Like, you know, maybe I was soliciting and that's what they do there. And I didn't know the code. And now he thought it was the code and wasn't right. But, you know, I was like thinking, maybe he wasn't going to take me somewhere and do horrible things, but if that's what he thought it was, he could have. Anyway, I was so scared. I called the police when I got home. And of course, I also checked my alarm, you know, my sensors to see who'd been in and out of the house and stuff. And all paranoid. And they took a report. They said, you know what, do you want me to send somebody over to your house? And I said, yes, please. I'm nervous. I said, I if anything happens and there's no record of this, I hate myself for it. I made a whole YouTube video telling people, be careful, don't get into a car if you're not sure it's your Uber. I mean, the guy was just going to drive away with me. If I didn't jump out at the red light, who knows what would have happened to me. I'm waiting on the cop, and all of a sudden Sherman starts barking. I'm like, well, that was quick. He's here already. And I look out the window, and what do I see? But the car that was going to drive away with me in my driveway, and a guy with his baseball cap turned backwards, holding up, hold on, baseball cap turned backwards, holding up my license and my wallet. And in broken English, as best as he could, he said, Uber, you leave an Uber. I was like, I totally left Uber, period. I didn't just leave my license in there, but I left. And he was holding up sunglasses. He goes, yours? I said, no. What's your name? He said, Carlos. I said, Carlos. This was exactly what I needed. Thank you. And I did a little video, and I'll post it after this so you can see him, how nice he was. Now, I didn't judge. I didn't think anything of where he was from, or there was a communication issue. Maybe he's specifically a Spanish-speaking Uber driver for people who only speak Spanish. And we just happen to have been in the same place, just, you know, again, the communication gap. But he couldn't have been any kinder than to drive to my house to bring me my wallet. And I knew God was going to send him, or my wallet somehow. The thing is that with everything that was going on in this world, the tragedies with Sergeant Baker, with the person who worked over at the Balance Fitness Center here and who was fatally attacked, I just needed a sign that there are still good people. And I got my sign. I waited for it. I didn't give up. I did not give up faith. So, you don't be afraid to ask for what you need. You ask God. You have your own personal connection with him. Mine is kind of funny. And I talk out loud a lot. So, speaking with God today, and he knew I needed to know that there were good people. He made me wait. It was not in that grass. It was not the garbage can. It was in the hand of the gentleman who I thought was going to do unthinkable things to me if I stayed in that car. And I'm not saying that something like that couldn't happen and it could end up with a very different ending, but I'm just saying there are good people in this world who speak all different languages. So, in our country, there are people who don't speak a lick of English who are just as good and as golden-hearted as those who are fluent, born speaking it. And then there are those who speak our very same language who are horrific people. So don't judge somebody based on where they're from, what they sound like, whether you can speak the same language. I don't think God wants that. All right. I'm out.